Welcome to my first video. On this channel we'll be doing recaps of TV series, movies, animes, etc. Today we'll be talking about Beyond Episode 1 Season 1. Watch out for spoilers and enjoy the video. Beyond is an American fantasy drama science fiction television series created by Adam Neusdorf that premiered on Freeform on January 1, 2017. The series starts off with a boy trying to talk to his friend from his walkie-talkie. After that, we are shown the mother who is talking on the phone and the little brother Luke trying to eat cereals. His mother gives him the walkie-talkie to give it to his brother. He goes up to his brother's room, and we are introduced with the main character of the story, Holden. Luke asked his brother what he was doing, so Holden tells him to close the room to show him. After that, Holden asked his brother if he was ready. He nodded in agreement and Holden turned the light on to show his little brother what he was doing. After that, Holden leaves the house to go to his friend. Then we see them sitting together looking at the stars. They start having drinks while talking about girls, and while that is happening, Kevin, Holden's friend, saw a car approaching and he started getting worried. Holden asked if they were cops, with Kevin replying, "Worst." Out of the car come out some guys, who start bullying Holden and Kevin. One of the bullies said he liked Holden's motorbike and wanted it for himself. Kevin gets angry and starts attacking the guy, but he quickly gets arm locked by the bully. After that, Holden gets angry as well and hits the bully with the helmet and starts running to the motorbike. He turns on the bike and starts driving away. The bullies get onto their car and start following him. After some tries of trying to knock him out of the bike, Holden finds a passing in the forest he can go through with his bike. While riding through the forest, he hits a branch tree and falls off his bike. He starts getting up, and weird things start happening around him. The bike's light gets turned on. Things like rocks and sticks start flowing in the air, and a bright light starts appearing in front of him. After that, we skip to a hospital with Holden waking up from a hospital bed, and then we see Holden's mom going to see his son. Holden, his mom, and dad get into a hug. Holden sees the differences in his parents and is surprised at how much they had changed. They explain that he has been in a coma for a very long time, and then he stands to look at his reflection on a screen, and he starts to panic. After that, we skip to his parents and the doctor talking. His mom telling the doctor that she wants her son to go home with her, but the doctor tries to explain that they need to do tests on him, and how his body has no problems even though it has been in a coma for 12 years. The news gets around the world, and when they get home, their home is full of reporters. Then we see Holden going into his old room, and his little brother comes in, looking all grown up. They hug each other. After that, we skip to the whole family sitting together ready to eat. The phone starts ringing and Luke goes to pick it up. While he is talking on the phone, their mom explains to Holden how the neighborhood has changed. After that, we see Holden sleeping, and he is having a nightmare. And then wakes up in the forest and finds his old walkie-talkie. He starts going home, where his mom and dad were panicking, and had called the cops to try and find him. After that, we cut to the doctor going to her office, and finding out that someone had broken in. The cops thought the robbers were looking for something specific and asked the doctor if she knew what that might have been. She gave them Holden's documents, implying that that was what they were looking for. Then we skip to Holden and his brother trying new clothes for him. After, they saw that a girl was looking at them, and Holden went to talk to her. Because he had no idea how to talk to her, he made the situation awkward, and then apologized and tried to leave, but the girl grabbed him by the arm and wrote something on it, and then left. He checked to see what she wrote, but he was shocked to see that she was warning him that he is in danger and that he needs to trust no one. After that, we see Holden sleeping in his room and having the same nightmare, and wakes up in the forest again. Then we see him going to school to meet his old friend, who is now a teacher. They hug each other and start having some conversations. After some talk, Kevin tells Holden that he can trust him, and then, Holden remembers the thing the girl had written to him on his arm. Then, we skip to Holden going to the doctors to have a brain scan. After that, he starts having the same nightmare, and the computers start going crazy. So the doctors try to shut it down and do a restart, but the lever to do that was hot, and after that, the place started getting on fire. Holden gets out and is surprised at what he was seeing. After that, we see Kevin being worried about something. While his wife was knocking at the door, asking if everything was okay, he simply responded by telling her he is on the phone. And then a strange caller was calling asking about Holden and telling Kevin that his time was up. Kevin then is seen in a car getting his gun and going to a tavern where Holden is. He goes there and tries to warn Holden that there are some people going after him. Holden doesn't believe him at first, but then starts to remember about the girl warning him the same thing, and starts having a panic. He goes outside, and Kevin tries to calm him down. While that is happening, some guy attacks them from behind. Two more guys come out, and one of them holds a gun to Kevin's head while the other is telling Holden that he knows what he can do. Holden is surprised and says that he doesn't know what the guy is talking about, and the guy talking to Holden turns to the guy with the gun and tells him to shoot Kevin. He starts counting to 3. While he is counting, time seemed to have slowed down for Holden. Then he punched the ground, making a shock wave sending the 3 guys flying. A car comes at them, and then the door is opened by the girl who was trying to warn Holden. He gets in, and they start driving away while the other guys are shooting at them. He starts panicking, saying they were going to shoot Kevin. She explains to him that they needed proof, that he had what they were looking for. He gets angry saying he can't even drive a car, how is he going to stop a bullet? And then asked her who she was. She tells him her name, trying to imply that he knows her. He shrugs her off saying he has no idea who she is. He asked her to send him home, she disagreed. Then he asked her to stop the car, she disagreed again. He started getting angry, asking again, but she simply said nothing, so he screamed for her to stop the car, but the car exploded out of nowhere. They get out, Holden being confused as to what happened. She explained to him that he did that. She tells him that he really doesn't remember the past 12 years and that his body was in a coma but his consciousness wasn't. She tells him that if he doesn't learn how to control his powers they can be really dangerous and that she can help him. He tells her that he wants his old life back, then tells her to stay away from him, and then he goes home. We go back to Willa, going to see an old man, and explaining to him what had happened while he was replying through her phone. And then we are shown back to Holden's room, while he was sleeping, his powers starting going out of control. And that is when the first episode of the series ends. Hope you all enjoyed it. Please make sure to subscribe so I can make more videos about TV series, movies, animes, etc.